Hello, I'm Martin Edwards, and I was really looking forward to being in Torquay this week to take part in the wonderful International Agatha Christie Festival. Unfortunately, for reasons that we all understand, the festival isn't taking place in the usual way, but I am really delighted that one thing has happened and is happening, and that is that the competition for younger writers has taken place, and I'm thrilled and privileged to have been asked to announce the winners, which I'll do in just a few moments. And I think that competitions like this are enormously important. It's so desirable to encourage young writers to write, to read, and then to write again, and to go in for competitions is something that's very rewarding. I think that starting young as a writer is always an advantage. I still have my early efforts as a boy of 10. The little detective stories that I wrote in those days, they weren't published, unsurprisingly, but in the end I did manage to get published, and that was after winning a competition about 30 years ago, a short story competition, and I've gone on to publish quite a lot of novels, crime novels, and also non-fiction books. One or two of them are behind me now. So I think that competitions of this kind are a very good thing, and I think that it's really great that the festival has devoted so much time and effort to running the competition. I'd like to say a few words of thanks, in particular, first of all, to the judges. Patrice Lawrence is the author of Orange Boy, which won the Waterstones Children's Book Prize for older children, and the Bookseller Young Adult Book Prize. Her second book for teenagers, Indigo Donut, won the Crime Fest Young Adult Prize. Also, John Curran, an old friend of mine as it happens, and the author of Agatha Christie's Secret Notebooks, a book which discusses Christie's private journals, in which she talks about how she planned her own wonderful detective stories. And he's also the author of The Hooded Gunman, which is the history of the Collins Crime Club, a wonderful imprint of detective stories which gave rise to over 2,000 crime novels over the years, which is quite remarkable. And finally, last but not least, there's Dee Laljee, proprietor of Crediton Community Bookstore, and it's bookstores of that kind that are part of the community that they serve, which are so important and which I feel sure you will agree deserve all our support. Now, before I open the envelopes and announce the winners, I'd just like to make one or two general comments which have been passed on to me by the judges and by the organisers of the competition. And it turns out that in both categories there was a record number of entries, which is really encouraging, given the importance of encouraging our younger writers. Delighted to hear it. The youngest entrant was only 9 years old. I'm assured that the overall quality of entries was incredibly high. Now, I've read quite a number of them, and I can certainly happily endorse that. So it did mean that the judges had a pretty difficult job to do. They felt, they tell me, that there was a lot of imagination on the show with all kinds of different mysteries, and again that's clearly the case from the stories that I've read myself. The judges have asked me to say that they were so impressed by each and every one of the entries, and all of the entrants they do urge should try again next year. Win or lose, try again next year. So the judges had a difficult job, but it's the nature of judging that you have to come up with decisions, and as I announce the winners, I'll pass on one or two of their comments about the winning entries and the runners-up. And we have, in time-honoured fashion, a number of envelopes. I've already taken the precaution of opening them with a suitably sharp, it's not a dagger, but a paper knife, and managed not to stab myself too severely in the process. First of all, highly commended young writers. In joint third place and highly commended by the 3 judges are 2 stories. First, The Mystery of the Missing Bestie by Eve Hunter, aged 12, and also The Mystery of the Unlocked Door by Alice Henderson, aged 13. Well done, Eve and Alice, and you'll each be receiving a special certificate. Now, 1 or 2 specific comments I've been asked to pass on. Eve, the judges thought that your totally entertaining story was very original, and they really liked your assured and confident writing style, laden with deadpan wit, which are always good, and at times genuinely funny. Well done. Alice, the judges really enjoyed your very original story, especially the ingenious use of 3D printing and other modern technology. They praised your command of dialogue, and they liked the way you created a genuinely puzzling story while laying very good, fair clues. Always important. Now, the envelope for runner-up. In second place, the runner-up in this year's competition is The Missing Compass by Grace Tennant, aged 11. Congratulations, Grace. And again, you'll be receiving a special certificate, and the judges wanted to say how much they enjoyed the unusual setting of your story and your descriptive writing, especially the very well described and atmospheric opening. You made good use of some familiar crime writing ideas, and you showed imaginative and sometimes poetic use of language. They also praised your plot and the way you pushed the story forward, maintaining the suspense, and they especially liked your clever clue. Well done. Now, the winner. In first place, and winner of the Younger Writers category in the 2020 International Agatha Christie Festival Mystery Short Story Competition, is Funeral for a Friend by Noah Mclaughlin Mills, aged 11. Very many congratulations, Noah. You'll be receiving an iPad mini as well as that special certificate. And Noah, the judges thought that your story was really unusual and imaginative. They loved the idea and felt it would make a great TV series, so here's hoping. They praised your very imaginative blend of supernatural and crime story, which left the reader intrigued from the opening paragraph. The judges also praised your excellent use of language, which they felt was very colourful and evocative, and they also felt your pacing was excellent, from the beginning to the genuinely baffling scene in the cafe, and the story's ultimately satisfying outcome. Very well done indeed. So congratulations again to all those who entered, as well as the wonderful winners of the prizes. Now we turn to the second half of the short story competition for this year, for the older group of writers. Again, I have 3 envelopes. Again, I've taken the precaution of opening them in advance. And again, I'm going to start with the third place, highly commended. In third place, highly commended by the 3 judges, is The Heirloom by Anuska Galvin Mays, aged 14. Well done, Anuska. You'll receive a special certificate, and of course, we hope that you'll enter again next year. Now, Anuska, the judges praised your imagination as well as the construction of your plot. They're especially impressed by the detailed opening paragraphs, which set the scene very effectively. You made good use of CCTV technology and maintained the reader's interest throughout the story. Congratulations. Now, the runner-up. In second place, the runner-up in this year's competition is East of Eden by Sophie Thwaites, aged 17. Congratulations, Sophie. You'll receive a copy of How Done It, a masterclass in crime writing by members of the Detection Club, edited by me as it happens, as well as a special certificate. Now, Sophie, the judges felt that your evocative and atmospheric story kept the reader in suspense until the final sentences. You showed impressive attention to detail as you gradually built up an oppressive atmosphere, and they felt you made sophisticated use of language too throughout the story. Especially, they admired the excellent way you so gradually reveal the crime, and the way you handle a surprised ending. Always a great skill. Well done. And finally, the winner. In first place, and the winner of the Older Writers category in the 2020 International Agatha Christie Festival Mystery Short Story Competition, is The Coroner's Report by Tiana Louise Hammond, aged 16. Very many congratulations, Tiana Louise. You'll receive an iPad mini and a copy of How Done It, the book, as well as the special certificate. Well, the judges really loved your darkly topical and well-executed story of a stalker and their victim. You showed an effective narrative voice, telling so much with just a few words. They also enjoyed the inspired and clever surprise twist at the end of the story, which catches the reader completely unawares. This is a very difficult trick to pull off, believe me, but you do it successfully. They also praised your sophisticated storytelling, which was intriguing and unsettling, and the way in which you created a distinct sense of apprehension in the reader. Very, very well done indeed. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you all very much for taking part in the competition. I hope that win or lose you've enjoyed writing, and most of all I hope that you will continue to write, and that one day our paths will cross at some writers' festival or other. Who knows? You never know. In the meantime, congratulations once again from me. Thanks to the judges and to the organisers, and well done in particular to the winners of this year's Agatha Christie Festival Short Story Competition.